I think what it was about AJ is he really didn't talk to anyone. And so no one knew if he was really with us. With the short amount of time we had to decide, we just thought he was the biggest wild card, so we got rid of him.
It was difficult to know that we're sending home a physical asset to our tribe, but he had been really quiet. Like, he was just walking around the camp, like not saying anything and like not really contributing to our, not like in the social conversation. Like, he was helping out at camp, setting things up and stuff, but he wasn't contributing to the social game. And to me, that's like, okay, he has another plan in mind. We pretty much all mutually agree that he's definitely gonna be a flip vote, or like he's going to flip in the merge. And so we had to get rid of him solely for that fact.
I talked to Hannah, I was like, Hannah, we gotta figure something out. We gotta get James out. That was the plan, to get James out. Because we didn't want the Delos Rios people to come get us. We knew they was related. They ain't about us. It's about us, not them.
Obviously, it sucked that we had to send a guy home, but I think in the long run, we already have our lineup. We already know what we're gonna do. I think Lydia, Isabella, and I are really strong together. I don't think anybody else from our tribe can kind of break that apart. They can either join us or get voted out, but I think we'll probably just be better off for it.
Our night sucked, as did everybody else's. James, Hannah, and Josh all slept in Enos, which I don't know why they did that. That was a horrible mistake on their end. But even the tent was horrible. We were freezing. It was me and Lydia in the tent. Even being layered up, it was miserable. I had earplugs in and did not take them out once because I was afraid I was gonna hear leaves rumbling or something. I'm not a camping person, but I don't want to write it off just because of this experience.
So I did not sleep at all. So as soon as I got a little bit of sunlight out, I got up, went to the bathroom, went to go fill my water, and decided to look for the idol for a little bit. And no luck just yet, but I think I'm getting close.
Where's Isabella? Isabella, we found a clue.
Okay, fallen tree. So look for a fallen tree, and then the idol can be found somewhere near the ground. With it, you'll stump, so it's in a stump. Close before I do the Did y'all look in here?
No.
You got it?
We're looking.
You got it?
No, I'm saying my whole arm was in the hole.
Dude, all I'm saying is this stick was in there. It looked like it had been done.
Wait, which stick?
This. This was
Oh.
in here.
We're kind of in a scramble here. We're coming up on the merge. We had tribal council between now and then, and we've seen the clue, most of us, and we have a good feeling it's here. But we do have like 5 minutes to find it because we're about to leave our camp. So this idol is very necessary for us in our tribe because we're going in on the weaker side with lower numbers. So we're trying to see what we can do here to make a big game play.
Yeah, maybe it's just not in there.
So I found the immunity idol because we're all scrambling for it. Tucked it away in my hood, so I'm gonna keep it there. I'm not gonna say anything until after the merge, just because they have, there's a couple of relationships with the other tribe members that are gonna make it through to the merge. So I'm gonna wait to see how they go with those, if they're gonna stick with Tougaloo or if they're gonna go jump over and form their merges. I'll wait to see what happens. So I'm keeping it a secret for now.
As the only female on the team, I thought I didn't have the advantage just because I was kind of the odd one out, which I definitely saw in the beginning. But I'm using that. I'm just kind of telling everyone that, like, oh, I just want to help you. You can use me, but I'm literally on both sides of the alliance. Like, both of our tribes my group is split in two. I have both of them, like, I feel like I have so much power. Just, like, it's amazing. Like, I'm playing both sides, like, perfectly. It's so fun. So we found the immunity. I know we don't have any immunity. We found a clue, and so that's what me and Raul are looking for.
Well, I've been trying to look for this idol all morning, but I just can't find it, man. It's a little harder than I thought.
We got to camp and started building a fire, and the first thing was, let's go look for firewood, which in reality means everyone go look for an idol. And I'm pretty sure we actually said that we were openly going to look for an idol as a team, which to Nathan's credit, I don't know if it was Nathan, but to Nathan's credit, it was just a really good way, because he knew I had the idol, was just a really good camaraderie kind of moment. You know, let's share the idol, someone go find it. I already knew I had one, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Our first night was pretty good. We were all just around the fire, chilling together, just talking, planning stuff out, strategy and everything. I mean, it was pretty good. We all cuddled up at night, you know. I had Brandon snoring in my ear, you know. It's pretty good, you know.
All right, Tougaloo, come on in, guys. First look at the new Tougaloo tribe. AJ voted off at last night's tribal council.
Dude, they sent AJ home. Why? Why did you send AJ home? He was one of your best competitors in, like, challenges. He also was probably an easy ride to at least merge and then vote him out at merge, at least.
I don't know what the social game is like in that tribe, but AJ seemed to be pretty physical in challenges and a very good competitor. And so since they had been losing so many challenges, I figured they would want to stay with their strong competitors. So I was a little surprised to see AJ gone.
I know he's a big fan of the show. He's watched a ton of Survivor leading up to this, and I knew he really cared. And I would have loved to have worked with AJ, but unfortunately it seems like Tougaloo is not setting me up for success come the merge when it comes to who they're picking to vote out.
You guys ready to get to the next challenge?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Here's how this challenge works. You guys have spent the night together. You should have gotten to know each other pretty well. You should know your strengths and your weaknesses, so that's exactly what we will be doing in this challenge today. Okay, so there's a puzzle category, a math category, deception category, speed category, and endurance. First of all, we are playing for immunity once again, so first things first, I'll grab that immunity idol back from you, Brandon.
No, don't do it. See you in a minute.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, so immunity back up for grabs. On top of that, I've just got a sample here of what's to come. If you win, you guys got a breakfast spread prepared for you guys. I'm talking eggs, waffles, coffee, all the works. I know you guys must be hungry, you must be cold. I'm sure that's going to be a great benefit to you guys if you win that challenge.
We had our s'mores, so we're
all right, so give me a second to give you guys one more second to come up with your strategy, set your lineup, we'll get started. Well, your goal is to create a complete square using all of the pieces. Okay? Survivors ready? Go! There we go. This puzzle comes straight out of Survivor. If you had done your homework, you might have gotten this one.
I made my square.
You gotta use all 5 pieces.
Okay. I was like, what?
Yeah, but you just gotta keep distance. Go back, back up, back up, back up. Josh. The flat edge has to be up against one edge.
I'm just trying to figure out how.
Both tribes trying something completely different here. Oh, so close. Good try, back. And Josh, you're doing great. Shapes aren't his first language, so you're good. Yeah, he's choking. He's looking at you.
That has to be all.
Yeah, all the pieces.
Just eat the square. Are missing a piece?
Shove the square down your shorts. They're looking to you. They're nervous. I will not tell you if you're getting close in this challenge. It's actually part of the thing. You will have no idea if you're getting close to it. Josh thought he had it. He did not. Same spot. Just twist the triangle.
Big triangle on the
There you go.
Big one up.
Put the house in.
No, it's super.
No, Josh once again does not have it trying the same thing.
Put it right there, and then put the square in there. Okay, now put the house, and then see if that one fits.
No, because it's.
Nope. Raul working on his puzzle. I find it ironic he subbed into the first challenge and solved it in 10 seconds. Now his team is lecturing him. Raul thinks he has it. Raul wins! Let's go!
I was like, what the heck?
Behind your head, I'm going to be showing you a picture. I will also have either the word truth or the word lie. You have to look at that picture. If you're lying, you have to describe a picture that is equally weird, but you cannot include any details from the picture. If I tell you the truth, you have to describe that picture in as much detail as possible. Make sure you get all the little intricacies of the picture. All right. So Matthew, you'll be looking at the picture that Josh is about to flip over. Go ahead and flip the first one over.
There's a bathtub with what looks like 500 corn dogs in it. That's pretty much it.
All right, Hannah. Is he lying? Is he telling the truth?
Truth.
That's correct. That's 1 point for Tugaloo. Go ahead and flip over the first one.
So it's a desert with a giant wave coming at a woman who's holding a pink umbrella.
Ah. 10 seconds to go.
Desert with a big wave. Like the desert, like the Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say truth.
That's correct.
Nice.
All right, drop that picture. That's 1 point each.
It's a 7-year-old kid that's ginger putting slices of ham from a sandwich into a computer CD disk drive.
True.
Correct.
So it is a pink, I guess, monster truck that is shooting out rainbows from the exhaust. And I guess, what is it called? The chrome on the wheels is very sparkly.
Lie.
That's correct.
It's a picture of Harry Styles inside of a fishbowl.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
True.
That was a lie. You can look at it. Nikwasi is ahead by 1 point.
It is Baby Yoda with a deformed face?
Baby Yoda with a deformed face.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna go with lie.
She is telling the truth. We're all tied up again.
We're both so deceptive.
I switched to
That's fine.
No one will ever trust us again.
It's an alligator with a crab on top of it. Specifically its head.
Lie.
He's telling the truth.
It is a tree house or like tree fort, a house like it, but it's like an actual house in the tree. And the tree has a face, and it kind of looks like an old grandma face.
Lie. That's Nikwasi is 2 points up, Tuglu at 0. If Nikwasi wins another one, you guys win reward and immunity. All right, they chose math. 60 seconds to solve as many of those questions. There's 60 questions as you can. You can certainly skip if if you're just blanking on a question, but try to get as many as you can, and we'll score it up afterwards. Survivors ready? Go. Time, pencils down. Nikwasi wins tribal immunity and reward. Oh, we have immunity. We have immunity. That's all you. You guys go. Here's your. I think that's something you guys gotta think about. You guys can go ahead and head straight up to the house where you guys will be treated to breakfast. All right, Tuglu. Unfortunately, I got nothing for you guys. You guys have another date with me at Tribal Council.
Today's challenge was fantastic. We had Jarrett, who's a better mathematician than Lydia. We have Raul, who's a puzzle god. And we have Matthew, who's been practicing lying his entire life. So it worked out perfectly. And I didn't get to compete. I was on the speed section, but I know I'm zippier than everyone on that tribe. So as far as I'm concerned, we had that in the bag.
It would have been really, really, really nice to have won that food reward, having not slept at all the night before. It would have been a great morale boost for the rest of us. Isabel and I didn't even get a chance to participate in the challenge, which I think had we started with the speed and endurance portion, it would have given our other members a little bit more of an incentive to try harder.
We just proved to them that we can beat them physically in challenges. We've done that before, and now we can beat them mentally. And so we're on a big high right now. We're about to go eat a great breakfast, hoping they're gonna have some yummy coffee. And we're gonna go into this next challenge with a belly full of pancakes, and they're gonna go in with a belly full of rice. And so that's a great feeling.
Of course it sucked not to wake up and have coffee and breakfast. I would have loved that, but I didn't play this game to eat, and I came in fully prepared to be hungry and not let it affect my game, so I just rolled with the punches. Yeah, not a big deal.
Definitely just another uniting win. We go into the merge feast while they have to vote someone off. Just a huge win. We went 3 straight. We're just putting it to them, just dominating on these challenges. The Tougaloo tribe is definitely just down bad and lacking confidence. So we're moving on. We're looking good. Nikwasi all the way, baby.
I think it was very disappointing because James and I were actually really excited for ours. I think that had we been able to go first, the story might have looked different. Not saying that we're better than anybody, but I think they're just different challenges, and our team we kind of all have like similar strengths in our group, and so the other team, they have all different kinds of qualities and strengths, and so they definitely had an advantage at that point. We just lacked that kind of diversity in our group, and so I think that was a little frustrating for us because it honestly wasn't that fair for our team.
Bro, we just lost the challenge. You know, I'm not a morning person. I woke up and I was like, wow, we gotta do puzzles first thing. And I thought I could do a puzzle. I was like, okay, fine. I'll do a puzzle. It's fine. It's cool.
And I thought, well, I guess we all thought that I was gonna do good because, you know, I guess the word puzzle. Man, I don't know how I made a score out of it. Catalina helped me out most of it. Much props to her.
That was a fun challenge. I demolished Hannah. There was only one point where I was kind of worried, but other than that, I literally was secure in everything. I knew when she was lying because I know Hannah pretty well, and I just know exactly the twist that she was putting in her lies.
I'm pretty upset about losing that one because I have played that game with several other people, and I have always won, but I probably went up against the biggest pathological liar I've ever met. Probably the only person on both tribes that could have beat me at that game was Matthew.
I definitely give the first answer away for Hannah that round because I was making faces and it's on me, but my team carried it, so it was great.
And the math one, Garrett, man, he did really good in that. So and then we won as well. So that was a 3-0 easy win, you know. Other team had no choice. He had no chance against us.
So yeah, this challenge was an absolute blowout. I'm a little bit embarrassed. We are told these categories, and to be honest, none of them sound good to me. I didn't feel like I was strong in any of them, but it was clear that no one else wanted to do math, and I have recently taken a calculus class, got a 98 in the class, and so I was like, okay, well I can do math, but I knew it was gonna be fast facts, and I've always been bad at fast math, like terrible. I'm sitting across from Jarrett, and he said, just so you know, I exempted calculus. And I was like, okay, well, cool. Then I knew at that moment I was gonna lose. So yeah, I lost. I will say I'm a little bit pissed because I think that really we should have redone the whole thing. We should have scrapped the piece of paper and do a new one because there are like incorrect fractions in there, and I spent a good bit of time because every little millisecond counts when you're going down and doing these fast math or whatever. I literally write the fraction because it was 2 divided by 7. So I do that. I literally do the 7/2. I write these fractions down, and he skipped them. And so I wasted a lot of time writing the fractions down, and that was a smart thing to do because I wanted the credit.
That was crazy. I mean, the moment that I saw them both start and Jarrett was halfway through the first page, like the first line, and Lydia was still like on the first 4, I was like, okay, we got this in the bag, and I wasn't too worried about it. And then the fact that he skipped the fractions and just started doing the other ones, it was like he's just in a different mental game.
I will say in the beginning I misread the subtraction, thought it was all addition. So the first few ones definitely did do all wrong. But whatever, I tried.
Like a yogurt on the go.
Mm-hmm. So we're not going anywhere.
Imagine having to vote someone out right now. I can't. I don't even remember what that's like.
The only time we had to do was Peyton. It's the easiest decision. Sorry, Peyton.
Breakfast feast was awesome. We got to re-energize our bodies after really little to no food that night. We had a nice spread, waffles, any kind of breakfast, some coffee, which I loved, and you know, we got some time alone just to really talk strategy and what we're doing moving forward. We're up 6-4 numbers, and so yeah, it was a great time. Another just win all around for Nikwasi.
Yeah, we were all hungry, and as soon as we got in there, started eating breakfast. It was so good. And then being able to go to the other team and be like, hey, how was y'all's rice? You know, and us eating the food, man, the ego just was way up here at the time. So
there's nothing better than, like, you know, making a fried egg knowing that the real people in the hot pan are down the hill, you know? It's just the best thing on earth because I was just sitting pretty, I was warm, I was drinking my orange juice and making my eggs and, you know, eating my waffles, and knowing that James had to be down the hill with his little henchmen, you know, trying to scramble, unlike my eggs, for a win. It felt good. It was a victory that I wanted and I got, so I was happy about it.
As we were getting ready to leave after our breakfast reward, Catalina joked about taking food and stuffing it in her bag to take it back to camp. And I was like, Catalina, you've actually got a really good point there. So before we left, we just started taking everything we could grab, Go-Gurt, muffins, watermelon, anything, wrapping it up in paper towels and stuffing it in my bag. Everyone was involved, and it's just another one of those things to bring Nikwasi up here and Tougaloo way down here. And it felt a little bit sleazy, but I know that a man has to provide for his family. And that's what I wanted to do out there, is provide for the people that need me.
So we all kind of did it as a tribe group, you know, and we all decided to grab food and take it back to camp. The moments when you got hungry, we all just grabbed some chips and ate them.
Nathan took food first, so I didn't feel as bad. If he were on the other team and he knew about it, and he like said something, he would have had more say in getting us in trouble, but you know, he took it first, so I thought it was okay.
On our way out, Nathan had the idea to kind of stuff some chips and snacks and whatever was left over from the breakfast into our bags, take it back to camp so we could snack on it a little bit in between challenges. I thought it was a great idea. You know, we all have some fun with it and got some extra energy while we're just chilling at camp.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do in Survivor. No one told us not to, so I mean, you gotta lay down the rules a little bit more.
So after losing 3 challenges back to back, they literally had all been like cultivating this like just we're killing you attitude and like we're dominant and like I think yeah, I mean they're just like they're all like in each other's butt, just like excited and whatever.
A really important thing for me in this game is getting our tribe to hate the other tribe in a somewhat racist fashion. Every time we win a challenge, we go out of our way to be as toxic as possible, and around camp, instead of strategizing a whole bunch about who we're gonna take out, we just talk about who we're gonna take out on the other side first. I think we've created a really coherent group, and there's a lot of purple pride over at the Nikwasi camp.
But then looking over at them, I'm like, okay, well we have Jarrett, who looks like he's running the show. Brandon and Jarrett always together, and then Nathan, where does he fit in? And like, it's just like, I didn't really know what was going on. I just know they were all just obsessed with the fact that they were winning over and over. And so, yeah, I mean, I, at that point was a little bit worried, but I knew that something was gonna implode at some point. And I mean, we're just kind of fighting to win the challenge tomorrow morning. We really need a win because we don't want to go down another number. But yeah, at this point, we pretty much as a tribe literally can't stand the Nikwasi tribe. It's just like, that's the kind of guys they are. Like, it's almost like we're the heroes, they're the villains, just like season 20.
Our tribe definitely feels like a villainous vibe. You got Brandon, Jarrett, myself, and Matthew, who are all super into the idea of backstabbing, and all really want to be the main character that goes behind and does all the dirty work. And so it's a little intimidating to have 4 people on our tribe all trying to be Survivor Hitler, but I'm trying to navigate that space really well.
I mean, of course, our camp was in very high spirits. We won pretty much all day. We were a solid group. We knew that we were going to be going in the merger the next morning, probably, and if so, we had better numbers. Of course, still had the doubts in my head for Brandon and Jarrett because, of course, they had girlfriends on the other side, and I knew that they weren't going to be loyal.
Going into it, my alliance member was straight up Nathan. Him and I talked once we got there. We're like, hey man, me and you to the end. I didn't know Nathan had a pact with Matt, so that was a whole other thing for me. But then getting into it, Jarrett and Brandon come up to me, and they go, hey, 3 of us top 3. And I was like, I don't know you guys that much, but okay, let's do it.
I am gonna try to work with Raul and Catalina. Catalina and I have a relationship coming into this game, so I feel like we'll be able to carry that throughout the game. And Raul just seems like he's not gonna win the game, frankly. And so that's the kind of person that I'm gonna want to work with.
At one point, we all went to the restroom as a group, and it was me and Jarrett downstairs, and Matt was in the bathroom. And Jarrett goes, bro, do I trust you? And I was like, yeah, you can trust me, you can trust me.
Raul, during breakfast, showed me that he had the clue to the hidden immunity idol, to which I showed him that I do have the hidden immunity idol. So there has been a little trust formed between him and I.
And I was like, wow, okay. So Jarrett had an idol, which made him a bigger threat. And as soon as he told me he had an idol, I went up to Nathan. I was like, Nathan, Jarrett has an idol. We gotta get him out.
Jarrett, Brendan, and I were the last ones behind the group walking up, and I pulled Jarrett back and I told him, I said, I saw you and Brendan get an immunity idol. Who has it? And he's like, no, I don't have it. I told him, I was like, I saw you get it. And he told me, he's like, okay, fine, I have it. I lied. I didn't see anything. I was literally on the other side of the hill with Raul. I don't know why he thought that.
I've also let Catalina know that I have the hidden immunity idol, but I haven't showed it to her yet. But those are the people that I want to work with.
Catalina comes up to me on the trail and she's like, hey, by the way, you know, and this is when I kind of knew that I could trust her. She's like, Jarrett found the second idol. And I was like, okay, bet.
Matthew, Raul, Catalina, and myself are a tight inner 4 within our tribe. We've already agreed, if we have to go to tribal council, we're voting out Brandon first because he's the person that we trust the least and we think is the most likely to jump over and get with his girlfriend on the other side. Now my main goal is to just have our tribe win every challenge so we don't have to vote Brandon out because I want the numbers going into the merge. But if that doesn't work out, I think we can count on Brandon leaving the game.
I am not worried about Brandon, mainly because Brandon thinks that we're going to join Lydia and Isabella at the merge. Nathan I am worried about because Nathan seems pretty close to Matthew and I am not close to Matthew. And I think that scares me because that's 2 votes against me whenever Nathan chooses for it.
Jared was giving everyone bad vibes. At first, he was just hanging around with Brendan, this guy I couldn't even talk to because Jared was always with him, which is really annoying me.
So at the breakfast award, we had a conversation and I straight up told them, Jarrett, Brandon, we're freaking out about you. We don't think we can trust you. If you want to stay tight with this team, and they told us that they did, then you're going to have to agree to just being watched. We're going to need a buddy system. Someone I trust is going to need to be with you at all times.
Everyone's saying Josh, they think he's cost us too many challenges. So I'm pretty secure that it's Josh tonight. I think we're all in agreement about that.
I mean, I think we're all pretty united on our vote. I think we have a pretty strong alliance. James, Hannah, Lydia, and myself. Unfortunately, Josh has to go. He's kind of, he hasn't been just letting us win our challenges, basically.
It sucks that we lost, but I think the next person to go, it's pretty obvious. It's got to be Josh. He didn't really pull through very much in the first 2 challenges, and I think for the same reason we had to vote AJ out, I think he has that potential of flipping over to the other tribe just to see what happens. He's kind of a wild card at this point, so I think we're just better off nicking that in the bud and just going forward with a good, strong trio plus Hannah.
Here's the thing, if we don't win a challenge, we're all gonna go home, so yeah, just trying to make the best decision to set us up to win the next immunity, because I think we're all real tired of sitting there voting someone out every single hour.
We're about to go vote, and I talked to Lydia and Isabella and James, and I was like, guys, like, you wouldn't vote for me, right? We vote for Hannah, right? And Lydia was like, yeah, like, Josh, I would never do you dirty like that. And then Isabella was like, no, I got you, like, it's okay. I was like, I talked to Lydia about it already. She said she's gonna go after Hannah. James was like, yeah, I got you too. Like, we're gonna all go for Hannah. I was like, you're not lying to me? They're like, yeah, I got you. I was like, okay, cool.
Welcome back to Tribal Council. Familiar place here. I feel like you guys have almost spent as much time here as you have at camp. Isabella, how you feeling?
I mean, I'm a little bummed out that we obviously lost to them. I think they have too big of an egos, and if any of them win, I'm gonna be so mad. But, I mean, I'm confident in us, and I think that, you know, we can pull together and make it to the end.
Lydia,
Yeah.
what's happened? What's going on with these challenges? Why are you guys losing?
I think it is a little bit of a disappointment that they're not so physically oriented, more so these puzzles and mind games. And it just seems that they happen to have the upper hand in those kind of games. I feel like if we were going into pure physicality, we really could put a good foot forth. Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer. I feel like we've been so close every time, so.
James, do you feel like you guys, Lydia's saying that you guys are more physically capable. Would you say that's the case? Would you guys say you're a step below them in terms of the puzzles and mental game?
I think it's definitely just the ego in them that, for whatever reason, helps them to push forward. Like, they have a lot more energy than we do, probably because they got a better night's sleep. I think that was really the only part, because we didn't get to do all 5 parts of today's morning challenge, but I think like we definitely could have beat them in the speed and endurance challenge, and maybe if we just shuffled some people around, we would have found better suited challenges for each of us.
It's tough because I really thought we had them on the last one. But like again, these little brain challenges over physical challenges is also what's I feel like stumping us a little bit.
Hannah, same question. You guys have talked about being unified. Are you worried that you might be the one that everyone's uniting against in this tribal council?
I've got to be honest, morale is a little low. Last night was freezing. We obviously didn't win the hot breakfast this morning, but I think we're going to use that and our hatred for this other team to just make us work better together than ever. They're going to see us as the underdog, they're going to underestimate that, and we're going to use that against them.
Lydia, what about you? What do you think is going to be the biggest factor for you in tonight's vote?
I think moving forward, we just have to have a solid core group of people going into the merge. I think this has been a really good tribe so far, and we've found good unity, but we just kind of have to tune up the parts where there may not be a unified decision.
Well, it sounds like for you guys, again, you guys have been beat down. You've lost every challenge, but I think this is an opportunity that I think this has made you guys a strong core group. Unfortunately, one of you will be going home, but for the rest of you, maybe you'll have better luck. Who knows? Might see a merge soon. It's time to vote.
I'm sorry, Josh, but we kind of flopped on the puzzle there, and that really cost us the game so far. Good luck sleeping in bed.
Sorry, but I just don't know your next move. Sorry, everyone's mad about the challenges.
All right, guys. I'll go tally the votes. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and they'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, I'll read the votes. Hannah. Josh. That's one vote Hannah, one vote Josh. Josh. 2 votes Josh, 1 vote Hannah. Josh, it's time to go. Bring me the torch. Josh, Travis voting.
You guys are not stepping on Lego.
Well, it seems like you guys were once again unified in your decision. Hopefully you can kind of keep that unity going into the merge. Make some big moves as you guys have the lower numbers here. See what you guys can do once that merge comes. Alright guys, got nothing else for you. Head back to camp.
To be honest, I'm surprised it wasn't Hannah. I'm not gonna say anything else because that would be really mean to say. But, I'm surprised it wasn't Hannah. But, I guess can't trust anyone in that tribe. I feel like Isabella thinks she has it all figured out for herself. But reality, I feel like they're gonna turn their back on her quickly. But if they merge, you never know. So we'll just have to see.